And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to be having a look at Priti useless Patel and her fight with immigration lawyers and the courts and the civil service. This video actually gives me a bit of hope, and I'm hoping it does for you as well, that she may actually start doing something and not just blowing hot air. Personally, I think as the end date for Brexit looms, she's going to get more powers. At least I'm hoping this is the case, and we'll finally back these words up with actions. Now, the story's titled, Won't Walk Free. Defiant Priti Patel vows to deport 23 criminals who were let off planes at the last moment as soon as possible. Now, if you didn't know, she tried to deport foreign criminals on a plane to Jamaica, and the lawyers, of course, removed them at the last minute. And these 23 criminals included the worst of the worst crimes. Now, I know what you're all saying, bluff and bluster, it's more of the same, she's blowing hot air and she doesn't actually do anything. But stick with me, everyone, I'll show you why I think things might be changing. Before we get into this though, everyone, please can you help out the channel by sharing it out and liking, if you do like the video, that is. As we all know, YouTube are trying to demoralise the content creators. So as a way of giving them a two-finger salute, everyone, share it out and hit the like button. Do it for everyone you care about, everyone's channel you like watching, and it's a way of us saying sod you to YouTube. Thank you very much. Let's read this, shall we? The Home Secretary lashed out at celebs and ill-informed Labour MPs who campaigned to keep offenders, including a life ender and forced jiggyist, in the country. Sorry for the word changes, you know, YouTube algorithms and all that. But yeah, you heard right. Labour and celebs campaigned to keep that sort in our country and subsequently on our streets. They might be locked up now, but we couldn't keep them locked up forever, so eventually they would be back out on our streets. The worst of the worst. This is a disgrace. We have to deal with foreign criminals that do those crimes. There's no way that is right, in my opinion. 83 public figures signed an open letter demanding the flight was grounded. Let's not forget, everyone, these people wouldn't have to worry about their safety or a loved one's safety from the comfort of their ivory towers. Easy for them to not care what crimes or who to. No consideration for the victims of these scum, is there? Labour and celebs. Of course there isn't. They'll care about the people that are the victims to these men. You just care about them. Celebs, just as an example, I'll pick a couple out. Naomi Campbell and Thandie Newton. Yep, they both signed the letter. The letter from the celebrities actually said, we read it, until justice has been delivered for all Commonwealth Windrush victims, any deportations to Commonwealth countries risk further unlawful removal of Windrush generation members or Windrush descendants who may have the right to remain in the UK but do not yet have the required paperwork. So they're still using Windrushes as a cudgel to beat. Now, to me, that whole comment is the most insulting thing I've ever heard about the Windrush generation. To equate them to the vilest criminals that we're trying to deport is disgusting. And it's also race-baiting card playing to the highest order. Well, that annoyed me. I don't know if it did you. Let's see what the half-pint man bullier had to say about it, shall we? Well, Priti was furious and has slammed them all for likening to the Windrush. Just like I was furious. She said, that generation made an enormous contribution to our country and were wronged by successive governments. To see ill-informed Labour politicians and do-gooding celebrities attempting to conflate the victims of Windrush with these vile criminals set for deportation is not only misjudged and upsetting, but deeply offensive. And I've got to agree with Priti on that one, to be honest. Have you? Let me know in the comments.
Yes, and you want to know why? The reason they're on that plane is because they're the worst of the worst and they're not allowed in our country. I'm happy for that to be gone. I don't want the worst of the worst people here. I want the nice people here that are going to get along and I can associate with.
We are not obligated to keep the world's, and I'm going to say it, trash.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it, yeah.
If you go to any country and you break their laws to this extent, you have no right to stay. I wouldn't expect a right to stay, but these do.
Well,
23 of them, and some of them are the worst.
Personally, I wouldn't go to another country and break their law.
No, I wouldn't
Just
either.
out of principle.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. Our law system is a joke. Let's continue, shall we? The Home Secretary said the government will never stand in solidarity with rapists and murderers, and we remain committed to removing these foreign criminals from our country. They have violated our laws and have no right to be here. So you see what I mean, everyone? They may have been removed from the flight, but they will also be removed from the country. Just take a little bit longer to do it. I like these words. Hopefully the Tories allow her to fulfil a threat and the laws are changed. The flight was grounded while they removed these 23, but it did take off with another 13 on board. I know it's a small amount and some might say not to be celebrated, but there is a huge but, everyone. Are we ready? Of those 13 Jamaicans, 3 were killers, 4 were Class A drug dealers and 1 was a nonce. So it is something to celebrate, isn't it? A sign things might be changing. I still think the laws need changing to stop the ability for last-minute recalls to court that cost the taxpayer millions a year in legal aid and missed plane seats, etc. and fees. But it's a good start, is it not? To get rid of the nonce. I'd be quite happy if just the nonce had gone, but 3 killers as well and 4 drug dealers. Win-win in my opinion. Hopefully we can get the laws changed so that we can actually get rid of them all instead of keeping some of them. You have no right to stay in a country that you have broken the highest laws in. End of argument in my opinion. But let me know what you think, everyone. I'd like to know. It seems that Priti Useless just changed to Pretty Bloody Angry. Hopefully she now changes to Priti Efficient. What do you say, everyone? If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon, share it out, everyone. Maybe good news on the horizon. It's looking like she's being strong and hopefully it isn't just words this time. Stay safe and I'll see you on the next one, everyone.